Full time, Man United 0, Crystal Palace 0. That's how the game of football went ahead to end at Selhurst Park in a very annoying mode, but lots of positives into that game of football. And I was like, oh my god, United is really improving on its play, and United have gone ahead obviously see to it that they really collect a point away in London. And remember, London hasn't gone ahead to be our best place to visit under Eric Ten Hag, as we've only gone ahead to register 2 wins from all the teams in London that we've gone ahead to play. Remember, London has Arsenal, and at Arsenal we haven't gone ahead to obviously win a game there. We've lost there twice, 3-2 and 2-1, sorry, and 3-1. Then at Chelsea, I think we collected a draw of 1-1 and we lost last season. Crystal Palace, we lost last season and we've gone ahead to draw today. Then you can talk about Tottenham Hotspur. We haven't gone ahead to win a game at their stadium under Eric Ten Hag. Then you can also come and discuss something concerning a team like Brentford. They're also in London. And the only team we've gone to beat there is Fulham twice. So looks like they are, I think, 4 or 5 teams in London, and we haven't gone ahead obviously win the others apart from the side of Fulham, meaning that it's always not an easy visit that side. But today, I can let you know it wasn't our day. Let's all admit it wasn't our day, because we had all the chances to score and kill off this game of football in a nick of time, and we can all admit that this wasn't a game for Manchester United to obviously win, because chances were created hugely in plenty and nothing really went ahead obviously see to it that it crosses the line. And Dean Henderson was really great. The goal frame obviously saw balls ricochet from that side, so it was really a very brilliant display for the club of Manchester United. And I think if there is anyone who has come out obviously say, I'm going to be blaming the manager, then football is not meant for you. I tell you, football is not meant for you, because first and foremost, we faulted the manager for obviously starting Ericsson instead of Ugarte. And guess what happened? United had a very good flowing game. Let's all admit, the game was flowing very well and chances were created. You understand? But we couldn't obviously kill off those chances, and those days will obviously come. And for me, I think it's a very good shift from what we've been really contemplating on and really gate on what we call a complaining bit of it, that United is not creating chances. This time around, chances have been created in plenty. That is it. And I think that is the hugest positive that we can get from this game, that we can now create chances. This season, United is a chance creating team. That is the most important bit of it all, that we create these chances. And if you're not killing them off, I think that should be something that should be working on. But we all know that in the previous 2 games we had scored 10, and today was a bad day in office. Let's all admit. If you looked at those headers of Matthias de Ligt, the 2 headers that he really got onto the far post when he made those far post runs, on the other day, those would have gone ahead to be goals. Garnacho getting 2 chances, one clear, I think all of them were 2 clear-cut chances, but he couldn't obviously beat the goalkeeper in the first one, and the second one he found himself in a position of not being able to really get that ball below the frame of the goal, and the frame of the goal went ahead to deny United from really getting that. So when I see people like Isaac says United need a manager, I really don't understand what they're talking about. You are the same people who have been saying we don't have a style of play. Now, after seeing the style of play, moving the ball quickly, beautifully into the final third of the pitch, and you come out and say we need a manager. Now, tell me a reason as why you need a manager. Can you come out and tell me why you need a new manager? So, every person who really believes that we need a new manager, I believe you should really gate onto different glasses that you're watching this game of football from, because you are a person who is a Ten Hag out and you fail to really shift, Even if you hate Eric Ten Hag, give him credit where it's really deserved. He brought on the players, they got the chances, they failed to score, and a person comes out and says, I want to blame the manager. You get? For me, I have my faults for Erik Ten Hag in this game, and I'm going to really bring in there. You get? But people are like, you support Erik Ten Hag, but how do you support a person when you fault him? You know, if he does something wrong, I fault it. But him not getting a win away at Crystal Palace is not a sackable offense. Ever since we returned from the international break, he has played 3 games, 2 wins and 1 draw. Now, why do you have to sack a manager? Can you come out and really let me know the reason as to why you think we should sack? People say I love Erik Ten Hag. Yeah, I love him, but that doesn't mean that if he does something wrong, I'm not going to fault him. But why should you sack a manager? Everyone who is talking, we should sack a manager. You people, you should move on from those levels that you think the manager is the problem. You get? United is really in that phase of really taking off. And when you look at the way we play today, it shows you that we are really going to that level. Look at Southampton. We played very well. Apart from the first, I think, 30 minutes, the 60 minutes, we dominated the game. Barnsley, same thing. Crystal Palace, same thing. But we failed to obviously put that ball into the back of the net. And if that's the case, I cannot come out and really fault the manager. Onto that, we played very well, and it was not United's day. That is it. Because if it's United's day, very many chances cross the line. And they couldn't obviously cross the line. So, Onana is another person that we should talk about because he came to the saving of Manchester United. I tell you, he came to the saving of Manchester United because he put in the required shift possible to see to it that he keeps us into the game. That double save he made to see to it that we keep a clean sheet today was really very, very important. And I loved it. And I know you people also went ahead, obviously love it. And that's what Onana is all about. Everyone who is like, Onana is not the right goalkeeper for the Manchester United. He has shown you that even when it comes to short stopping, he'll really give you those short stops. And you won't obviously feel like you are missing out on a goalkeeper who can be a short stopper into your kind of game that we play. So I think it's high time we came up and obviously put in the support. You know, let's back the manager. When he fails, we'll obviously come out and say, let him go. But a manager has just gone ahead to obviously show us how he wants to play. And no doubt, that's how Erik Ten Hag wants to play. You get? That's how Erik Ten Hag wants to play. So, smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, let's obviously show you how the stats were for the club of Manchester United in this entire kind of game that ended 0-0 into the mix. Now, 9 shots on target by 9 shots by Crystal Palace, and United had 15 shots. You get? And well, that is a very huge move into the right direction, the club of Manchester United, because you used to see us really conceding close to 20 shots, 15 shots, you know, every time we played last season. But it has showed you that we've gone ahead to reduce onto how the opponent comes to our goal, and we average like 7 shots at goal every game, and United had 15 shots at goal. You know, 4 shots on target by the side of Crystal Palace, and Manchester United had 6 shots on target. They were 6 in number on target. Then 33% ball possession by Crystal Palace. That's a very huge plus and a very huge positive for the club of Manchester United. Then United had 67% ball possession. Now we are outpossessing our opponents. So that is what United is all about. And for everyone who believes that Erik Ten Hag is not the man, you know, I think he's really doing his due diligence and is doing what he deserves to do as a manager. But I know we'll really kill off those chances. And I've gone ahead to see Peter Schmeichel. He was on SuperSport and was like, it's good to see to it that it's good to see to it that you don't it's good to see to it that you withdraw points at the beginning of the season, because there are plenty of more games for Man United to obviously capitalize onto what they're supposed to be doing in as far as winning is really concerned. You understand? So I think that's another huge positive that United has to take out of this beautiful game of football. And I think we have some positives that are really raising up. 309 passes completed by Crystal Palace. Manchester United completed 368. Now, 70% passing accuracy by Crystal Palace and 85% passing accuracy by Man United. Then we had 7 fouls. Sorry, Palace had 7 fouls. Man United had 12. 3 yellow cards to Crystal Palace. And 2 yellow cards to Man United. Lisandro Martinez with that stupid foul. I was really pissed when he went ahead to do that. I was like, what's wrong with this guy? You get? He went ahead, obviously put in that foul, and I was like, Lisandro Martinez, what if you get a red card? For me, it was stupid. Though he never really went ahead, obviously, touch the body, and it really touched the ball. Even the referee saw it as a nasty challenge coming in through from Lisandro Martinez. And I was like, what was really running in his head by going in for such a nasty foul? You understand? But United really had that yellow card. And who else went ahead to get a yellow card, if at all I'm not mistaken? It was Alejandro Garnacho, right? But all in all, that was a very beautiful game. 11 corners by Man United. And those 11 corners, we saw to it that Matthias De Ligt went ahead to really do the needful. And that needful was meeting those balls. I think one was Matthias De Ligt. The other was for Zexi. So I think those are positives that we have to come out and really hint on as a club of Manchester United, because they are rare things that obviously happen at the club of Manchester United. And I believe we should be happy for that. And let's see to it that we do better in the remaining games. And you know to it that we are left with this is the 5th game, and you're left with how many games to play as a club of Manchester United? We are left with 33 games, and I tell you, we can still compete. You know, we can still compete. And I know we are having 7 points, and other teams have gone ahead to win that we compete with, but I know we can do better. And let me try to show you some of these chances that we went ahead to miss out as a club of Manchester United, and you come out and really agree with me that, all right, this team had all what it takes to kill off the game, but when we fail to really obviously do this, that doesn't mean that we are not really doing great, and we shouldn't come out and really say, let's sack the manager. You get? That is it. This was the first chance that Alejandro Garnacho got. You know, I think was released by Christian Eriksen or Bruno Fernandes, and he faced the goalkeeper, and Dean Henderson came to the rescue. Then that is it again. Then there was this header for Matthias De Ligt, and that was another one for Matthias De Ligt. 2 headers, you know, and obviously Dean Henderson had to come to their rescue. You understand? So it shows you how big United went ahead, obviously put in the record shift altogether. Then there came this chance from Lisandro Martinez. Obviously, Dean Henderson went ahead, obviously put it off, and it went into the corner kick. There came another chance of Alejandro Garnacho that really went ahead to ricochet off the frame of the goal, and Bruno Fernandes again hit it, and it really went ahead to obviously hit the frame of the goal, and it really went out. That is it. So United had a very brilliant display in here for you. Then Bruno Fernandes, some good interplay between Kobe Mainoo into Bruno Fernandes, Bruno into Joshua Zexi, Zexi with a return pass, and Bruno decided to go in for a traveler, all for the outside boot shot, and it really went out. You get? So I think we had the chances, but United really never really had the chance to win today. Even Alejandro Garnacho, you remember that shot in the second half that he put up, and it really went, and it was really saved by the goalkeeper. So for me, I love it. I love it. And for everyone who believes that we should have gone ahead to do better, you're right. But let's keep going, because we've gone ahead, obviously, see to it that all is really doing okay for the club of Manchester United. This was the challenge of Lisandro Martinez that really got me pissed. And I was like, what is Lisandro Martinez all up to? You get? And I think he should be doing better. That yellow card he got for me was a stupid yellow card that he shouldn't be getting. So, drawing at Crystal Palace, I think Ten Hag has now gotten another bogey side to obviously face, and that bogey side is none other than Crystal Palace. That is it. Crystal Palace is now the bogey side of Erik Ten Hag because he has gone ahead to play there very well and has failed to really get those points in. But we really played very well. And you see to it that the positives are really huge. That central defense of Matthias de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez is really forming up very well, and I'm like, it is really going to be doing the needful. It's really going to be having a very huge test next weekend when you're playing against Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford. Very huge test, but I believe we'll obviously overcome that test. Then you look at how Mazrui is going to have to play and put in those shifts. He was really good defensively and going forward. I like the way he tackles. His game reading is up, is beyond the ordinary. You understand? And Eriksson starting, obviously, I loved it, but defensively, sort of towards the end of the first half, when they got their best chance, Eriksson was nowhere to be seen because his intensity is not good. You get? So I believe Erik Ten Hag should normalize playing Manuel Ugarte into that central defensive midfield position because we can really do better and better and better and better. And the other thing that I never understood about the manager is getting Marcus Rashford and really playing him as a number 9 and take off Joshua Zirkzee, yet you are having Erasmus Højlund and keeping Garnacho playing that game 90 minutes. For me was bad because you saw to it that Amad Diallo has something special he offers to this team, and you saw it very well that when he was on, you saw things were really happening. For the club of Manchester United, he was releasing other players. He was, we use him as a point of reference, and he invites pressure, and then other players try to move on. You get? And you saw to it that when he was on, things were really happening. But the moment he was taken off, you saw the opposite, that things were not really being done the right way at the club of Manchester United. And that was really very bad for us because as a club of Manchester United, you really need a player who is a magician. And the Rashford and Garnacho, who really were kept on the field of play, couldn't obviously break play for these opponents. They couldn't. You get? And the positioning of Amad Diallo is really great. He can run to the byline and obviously do the needful. But keeping on Garnacho for me was not something great that Ten Hag went ahead to do. And even taking off Zirkzee and not introduce in a player called Rasmus Højlund because we know his feet. And Ten Hag was like, this man came on and did the needful. He went on, he came on and did the needful when you're playing against Barnsley and led the line and scored 2 goals. But Barnsley is not Crystal Palace. That is it. Barnsley is not Crystal Palace. They are 2 different teams altogether that really have different players that are really of different qualities. And we all know to it that Barnsley is a team that has always gone ahead. Barnsley is a team that doesn't have that quality. You get? And this team has have defenders that are really good, and they play for national teams like Mark Gehi, Richards, and very many others. They really put in a very good shift, and you think Marcus Rashford could obviously come and school them like he really cooked the other defenders of Barnsley. That was wrong. Get Marcus Rashford onto the left and see what happens. But even when he played on the left, this is what I've always wanted to let you know, that United should move past Marcus Rashford because Rashford has nothing to create. That is it. He has nothing to create. You saw to it that minus those goals, minus the goals he's going to score, what has been his contribution? What has been his contribution? You get? His contribution has been lacking throughout, and I'm like, Garnacho off the left looked vibrant. Rashford comes on, looks like his body language was poor. You get? Yet, anticipated that if you are being played off the bench, you have all what it takes to come up and say, all right, the manager is going to play me off the bench and I should be really doing the due diligence and show him that, manager, please, Ten Hag, I deserve a start. You get? That's what should be really happening. But did you see his body language showing that I shouldn't be played off the bench? I'm Marcus Rashford. You get? So this is why I tell people that he's not the right guy to play at the club of Manchester United, because if you get the goals of him, what else does he offer? Nothing. Book says rubbish. All right, I respect everyone's opinion. Then Silva says, already I'm happy we got a point, but I'm very disappointed with our chances. We didn't kill off in the first half. Yeah, I think that's what happened, because on another day, I think one of those goals crosses the line. Aradi did every big mistake to remove Zexi for Rashford is the mistake. I think for me, you cannot take off three of the players that you know are really good on the ball. You take off Eriksson, you take off Joshua Zexi, and you take off Amad Diallo. One of those players would have gone here to be kept on the field of play because he offers something different that these other players cannot offer. You understand? I think that is the hugest mistake that Ten Hag went ahead to do. Nob, Kasome, we are not good at all. I think you watched a different game of football at all. Then United needs a new manager. That is Isaac Okering. And that is his opinion. Then Sichinga, they are here. They will still blame the coach. Yeah, that's their problem. You cannot blame the coach. You know, we had it in our control and we failed to kill it off. You get? Silva says, Bruno failed us. Imagine 2 chances in the open spaces. Guys, what's that? For me, you know, if you've been watching this channel, I have my reservations with Bruno Fernandes because of how he really plays as a number 10. You get? When you expect him to compose himself, he doesn't. You get? I believe that in that second half, he would have gone here to do better. But he goes in for the outside boot shot towards the goal, and it really doesn't cross the line. Thanks, brother. We are playing a flowing football. Yeah, I think we are playing something good. Nob Kasome, problem you support Eric Ten Hag. Supporting him, you know, supporting someone and not criticizing him is bad. How many times have I come here and criticized Eric Ten Hag? Hugely times. John Biamokama, just it was not our day, please. Yeah, it wasn't. Live from Uganda, already, let us focus. The next game today is done. Leave that, all right? Then Moses Raboni, but already, what's wrong with our team? Winning matches is a big problem, but it's not all about that, guys. We've just returned from the international break. We've played 3. We've won 2 and drawn 1, and you think that is bad, you know? I went into that game knowing that you're going to win, and you saw it onto the display that the win was in our hands, but we failed to see our balls cross the line. And I think that is a very huge positive, that we can now create chances and really put our opponents onto what we call a threat. United played a very good game today, but it wasn't our day. That is Erin Auchan. Thank you. Ali Guma, hello David. I can see what the manager is trying to do. What a performance for me. Total domination. Now, people have been calling in for control, domination. You've gone here to see it, and now you're coming in for win. Now, for me, all I want is, with this consistent play, if you can play like this, then wins are going to come by themselves. It's not that on every match, goals will fail to cross the line. Like today, they will cross the line. Sichinga, the team is improving almost each and every day. Yeah. Silva says, I expected 2 goals today, but you don't force it. That is it. Happy Chris, we lost it in the first half. What a disappointing night. I like that spirit, that you're disappointed, because that's what Man United is supposed to be about. Man United is supposed to be winning games, and I like that you are disappointed because we never collected the 3 points. And for me, I'm not excited about the point we got, you know, but that can't put me in a mood to obviously come out and really slate every person that was in the pitch. I believe it wasn't our day, and next time Man United will do better. Angel, Bruno didn't play well today. I don't know why he plays 90 minutes. For me, I reached an extent and was like, why don't they take off Bruno Fernandes and get in a player called Mason Mount at least, or get Casemiro and get Kobe Mayhew play as a central attacking midfielder. That is it. Then Henry J. Uganda, we are improving. Honestly, that is it. I'm seeing our forwards improving and yearning for goals. Soon we shall celebrate. That is it. It's just a matter of time, and we should really keep going. Eriksson was excellent today, but Mr. Captain was not accurate in his passes. He lost balls, by the way. Thanks for that reminder. Bruno Fernandes came on and lost very many balls onto that pitch, and that is really unacceptable from a person like him. Then Silva, I'm praying one day that God will help me to see Amad Diallo, Garnacho, Zexi, and Højlund in the same game, and what will happen in that game. By the way, one of my thoughts were like, don't take off Joshua Zexi, change the system, get on Manuel Ugarte to play in that single pivot, and then play them too. You get? Play them too. You get? Play Zexi and Rasmus Højlund, all Zexi and Marcus Rashford up front, because all we needed was to win the game. You get? And Zexi offers something different. You know, that link-up play, he drops deep, picks that ball, and really connects our midfield to the attack. That is the beauty of this guy. Then Silva Mazrui is one of them. All right, we're going to see that in the player ratings. Then Abbas Dean. Good evening, David. Man United lack winning ambition. I think the winning ambition was there, but it was a bad day in office. It was a bad day in office. You get? This is Happy Sichinga. To me, it was right to delay Højlund, and that will be a weapon in Spurs game. All right, let's wait and see. Moya Precious, there is an improvement. United game. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. You know, positives were there, and even negatives were there. And that calls for the manager to obviously make his substitutions right. You get? Because today, I think there are certain things that you got wrong. You can't get out 3 of those players that are really good on the ball in the attacking phase, and you bring on players who just run, yet you know it is that you are playing a team on a low block, because Crystal Palace is a team that plays on a low block. And if you are playing a team that plays on a low block, you know what you do? You need players like Amadi Diallo, Joshua Zexi to come on and obviously unlock that defense. You know, even on the left, you need a player that can take off players. I think that's what the manager is really lacking in what he really did. But the rest were really okay. Let's go to the table and see. Liverpool, 12 points. Man City, 12. Aston Villa, 12. Chelsea is having 10. Arsenal is having 10. Newcastle is having 10. Brighton is having 8. Fulham is having 8. Nottingham Forest is having 8. Tottenham Hotspur is having 7. United is having 7. And it's the team you're playing next weekend at Old Trafford. And it's really going to be a tough game in there for you. So, United is 11th in 5 games. And I think in the next 5 games, we can really collect a huge number of points. And let me show you what our next 5 games are really going to be like. I know it's Spurs in the Premier League again. In the Premier League, we are playing Spurs, then Aston Villa, then Brentford, then West Ham, and then we're going to be hosting Chelsea on the 3rd of November. Those are next 5 games. And this time round, we're going to have to play 2 games away from home. And I think we'll be rewarded with a bonus of playing Chelsea at home, Brentford at home, Spurs at home. In the next 5, we are playing 2 away from home. That is Aston Villa and West Ham. Then Spurs, Brentford and Chelsea are coming at Old Trafford. Then, in what we call the UEFA Europa League, FC20 is what you're playing on Wednesday. Then, we'll have to play Porto on the 3rd of October, Fenerbahce, 24th of October, and then PAOK on the 7th of November. So that's how everything is really going to be panning out for the club of Manchester United. And I'm really excited that we are really doing a very good job. And we are improving. London Banda, we are improving. Think will be okay as time goes on. Obviously, everything will be okay as time goes on into the mix. So that is exactly what you're getting in through from the man himself, known as Rokan David, onto the United Matters channel. And those have been my submissions for that game of football in particular, and hope you guys have gone ahead to enjoy it. For everyone that's been watching in through, thank you for really being onto this channel and continue to subscribe, because everything is really going to be getting better and better and better. I know you are disappointed, but we just have to keep going, and let's not look back. As the club of Manchester United, a lot is really on the cards. You've gone ahead to say, I've gone ahead to play today. I think it is a sign that